Well, got some of that stuff. This stuff's only like 15 bucks. That's pretty good if it actually works, in my opinion. Got some more of this because every time I come here I pretty much get some because they only get one can at a time, so try to buy it while it's available. So that wrap situation got a little more involved now. This traffic thing. So I don't know if you guys have been following that story. I ordered it February 29th. I ordered some wrap from a company on eBay. It was supposed to arrive the 4th through the 8th of March. 7th, I checked, I'd been checking the tracking, and nothing had happened other than a printing label was created. So I'm like, well, that doesn't mean anything, that you could do that without even having the product. Like, so I sent them an email. I said, hey, look, this was supposed to be here between the 4th and the 8th. I said, by the time you read this, it'll be the 8th already, and all you've done is create a tracking label. What's going on? And they responded quickly, and said, well, yeah, there must be something going on with the tracking, but it 100% shipped. We can see that from the manifest. So that made me feel a little better. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, still seems like usually stuff shows up toward the beginning of the time frame that they give you. So I'm like, I don't know. So I asked them. All I did was respond and said, oh, okay, cool. Can you tell from your manifest what day it shipped? So I would have an idea of how many days it's been en route or whatever. Boom, refund. No communication, no, hey, it may not be en route. No, not just refund. Which some people would probably be happy with that. I wasn't, because I'm like, dude, I've been waiting 10 days for this, and now I got to start all over. And I'm like, so I email them, and I'm like, hey, you gave me a refund that I didn't request. Like, did you get some new information? Like, do you know now that maybe it didn't ship or something? And they said, no, we just can't hold your funds because we're an eBay guaranteed store or whatever. We can't hold your funds. So, but feel free to use those funds to reorder. And I'm like, well, okay, but if it's going to show up, if it's still en route, which you're still holding on to that, yeah, it 100% shipped. You're not saying, no, we screwed up, it didn't ship. Here's a refund. And I don't think they would refund me hundreds of dollars if they really thought it was on its way to me. So, I don't know, that rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like being lied to. And so I'm like, look, man, I wish you could just tell me, we all make mistakes, we're all human. I'm like, but if you could tell me for sure that it wasn't coming, I would have already reordered it. Like, but you're kind of stringing me along here by not admitting or not saying, I just have a feeling, but I can't prove it. So that's the thing. I can't prove it. And I told them, I said, that is not a good way to go about customer service. I said, I mean, maybe technically they're off the hook now that they've issued a refund. I said, but I would assume if people are like me and they value the product they ordered more than that money, which of course they do, or they wouldn't have traded their money for the product. Like, I would assume 9 out of 10 people, if they communicated with them, would have said, well, yeah, shit happens. I understand. How quick can you get it to me? If you next day air it or whatever, then it would still be there in relatively the same amount of time that you promised it. Nope, they won't admit that anything went wrong. They just, it's our policy, here's your refund, reorder it if you're not happy. Like, but why would I reorder it if it potentially could show up? Which is a lie, I'm pretty sure. So I guess I should have just known that it was a lie, not tried to call them out, reordered it, and then it would have been on its way right now. But me being stubborn and hating being lied to, I'm like, no, admit it. So went back and forth, had a terrible migraine the other night. I didn't even sleep. Tears in my eyes all freaking night. One of those piercing, just pain, like you just want to escape your own head kind of migraines. And that's when, like, they had responded, and I shouldn't have written anything back. I was already in pain and mad and frustrated at the situation. So I guess I don't know, but after the last thing I wrote, tell them that's not really customer service, and you guys haven't the last like 3 emails, you haven't even tried to come up with a solution like, okay, well, if you want it again, maybe we can ship it to you we could give you like faster shipping for free or something. Now it's been 2 weeks and you still don't have your product. Just anything. If they would have done anything, but they didn't. It's not our fault, not our fault. We gave you your money back. We're good. And that just, like I said, pissed me off. So after that last one I wrote, they just said, at this point, we're just going to wish you good luck. And I'm like, all right. And it turns out, after looking, they pretty much have a monopoly on Avery Dennison and probably 3M also across eBay and Amazon. So anyways, I'm not really sure what to do. I haven't given them bad feedback yet, but like I said, I think they just kind of deserve it. Half of you guys are probably going to be like, no, they gave you a refund. They're off the hook. And the other half will be like, yeah, that's kind of shady that they just don't even like ask you if you want to, or they just do it like they never shipped it and they know it. I don't know. So that's where we're at anyways. And so hopefully I can either find a different place to order from or somebody else to order it through them. I don't know what to do. Alrighty. It's nighttime, but I came down here to get my coffee for tomorrow. And I brought this. I figured I would put gas in it and add this stuff. So. Okie doke. So it says to put the whole bottle in and fill the tank. Treats up to 16 gallons. So you do that, you drive it down to like 1/8 of a tank, and then you refill it and take it through emissions. So, okay, here we go. Drink up. $3.50 a gallon. Okay, wow, that wasn't much. 6.6 gallons? That should definitely treat it. Be a little potent. Trying to take this little cover off here, and I stripped out this head of this screw. Unfortunately, I can't find my screw extractor kit. Okay, I found it along with a bunch of other stuff. Might be time to clean out the back of the Jeep. These are super cheap, but honestly, the ones you get at Home Depot are 20 bucks, and for like 3 or 4 of them, and they really don't seem to hold up either, so that's why I didn't have a problem getting these cheapies. I'm gonna try it. Usually if you get one use out of them, and you do want to go backwards, if you get one use, I think you're doing pretty good on these. So. Sorry for the wind, if you can hear that, it just really picked up. You guys see this? This is called Hoppy, Hoppy, made in Mexico. Like, I don't get, for one, I don't get why anybody would try to tow something with a samurai, but this has a ball on it, so I guess somebody would argue that. You guys tow stuff with yours? It just seems crazy to me. I'm thinking if I cut that on both sides, it might just sneak through there, and then I can zip tie it up underneath and not have to deal with it. Remember back when I worked at the stereo shop when I was like 19 years old. I was underneath a big truck running like an aught gauge power cable back for an amp. And one of the other guys that worked there says, "Oh," I was struggling, and he's like, "Oh, try the hammer trick." And I was like, What's the hammer trick? "Oh, you don't know about the hammer trick?" I was like, "No, I don't know." He's like, "Oh, hold on, I'll help you out." So I'm under there, there's mud caked all to the frame rails and everything. And this a-hole, he goes under, I don't have any safety glasses or anything. He comes up, bam, bam, just starts beating on the frame, and all that crap fell down, got in my eyes. We were pretty, well, yeah, I guess we were all pretty ruthless at that place. I don't think I would ever do that to somebody, because, man, you could, like, permanently take out somebody's vision. But anyway, it was one of them kind of places. Okay. Heading up to my parents' house right now. It's not supposed to rain today, but it's pretty cloudy. The next few days we're supposed to get a lot, well, it's definitely supposed to rain. So I'm hoping I can work on the Suzuki in the garage, and I can help my parents today. My dad wants to grease the bearings on their fifth wheel and check the brakes. So my brother just picked up these black things, and a rattlesnake ran under the, ran with no legs, crawled under the shed here. So we're trying to, my dad's in there stomping on it, and we're trying to see where he's at, see if we can flush him out. I'm running back home to grab a tool, and I told my mom I would try to see, I thought we used to have some sage. She looked it up. I guess you can theoretically smoke a snake out with sage. So we're gonna burn some sage and put a fan under there. I don't know. I think it's a waste of time. I think he probably mice and stuff probably have holes underneath that shed that the snake probably went down into. So I guess we will see, but I understand why they don't want it there, you know. Oh, I love snakes personally, and the only snakes we've ever really had a problem with is rattlesnakes, and I usually try to relocate them. They're good because they get rid of rats and all that stuff. They keep the rodent population down, but man, you accidentally come walking out. My brother's staying there in an RV like 10 feet from where that snake was, so geez, that can mess you up the rest of your life, depending on, you know, everybody's different how they react to the neurotoxin or whatever. Same thing with brown recluse bites. They can, you know, they'll cut some flesh out, and then a couple years later it'll start eating into your flesh more, and they have to go back in and remove more and more and more every couple of years. It can really mess your life up, so we don't want the rattlesnake there. We'd like to move it if at all possible, so we're going to put a little bit of effort into trying to get him out of there, but I don't have very high hopes for. I think he's underground, so we will see. Alright, so we got the trailer jacks up pretty high, and then we got just a 2-ton jack lifting this one axle on one side, just enough to get the wheel off, so that's how we're doing it. And when you let up on that jack, the frame doesn't drop at all, so just the wheel does. So we're not really, if the whole trailer decides to fall, it'll land on the jack stand, so we should be good. Got 3 wheels still on the ground, so it just has a drum brake, and it looks like this is all one piece, so there's probably a castle nut and stuff behind here, so we're gonna pop the cap off and we'll see what we see. All right, so he got that off. I thought it was going to take longer because it was really stubborn, but I think that grease looks great.
This grease?
Yeah, look at it.
Oh, the grease looks fun. Yeah.
Why do you have to grease the? I was earlier in the video I was saying how you got to do this once a year or every 10,000 miles. Why is that?
I have no idea.
And then it said for smaller trailers every 2,000 miles.
I
believe that?
I think they said it's because of how heavy they are.
The only thing I could figure for the smaller trailers was if they're talking about those ones with the little tiny tires, then that probably spin a lot more than these. Oh, so yeah. 2,000 miles is probably like 6 or 8. Mm-hmm. But
plus the whole butt.
Anyway. This is kind of ridiculous to even be doing this. This grease looks like brand new. We're debating on whether even, I mean, he's got new seals and everything, but this just seems premature. And my dad said that this is a very debatable subject on how often to do this. A lot of guys are like, no, that's ridiculous to do it every year or every 10,000 miles. As soon as this came off, I was like, man, what's rubbing right here? My dad said that's how these actually work. This is kind of like an electromagnet, I guess. When you apply the brake, it puts voltage on it, and this sticks to this, which I guess in turn probably, if the wheel is spinning this way and this tries to stick to it, it would force it that way, which would probably spread the, let's see, how would that even work? So if you push this, let me back the frame up. So if this were to stick, and let me try to push. So when you push, that's what, it doesn't even spread them equally. It just pushes on one freaking shoe. Nice. See that, Dad? It's not even like rotating the square. It's just pushing this front shoe forward.
Maybe the other one.
Pretty goofy, however it works. If you can see how good this grease is, it actually looks darker on camera. Look at that. But it's like a nice pinkish purple color. You can see on this rag. Doesn't it look darker in the camera?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a pinkish purple. It looks almost like a brownish in the camera. But anyway, you gotta destroy that seal to get it out, basically, the way we would get it out. Just to pull the bearing out to grease it. But it looks so good. We don't even know what the point of that would be. At that point, you're just doing it just to do it. These are kind of cool.
It's really hard to tell what shape the bearing's in, but
This
if you
has a
use the outer bearing as an indication, it's like right there. So
no pits or anything.
no,
Yeah.
no pits. No
Pretty good
rings,
shape.
no
Well, it
errors.
doesn't mean they're all going to be like that, but probably. I say we throw it back together, throw some grease on it, and move on. Having to relight the sage in an effort to smoke out the rattlesnake. I thought he had like a fan rigged up and stuff and come over here, and he's like, no, it's just the breeze blows it under the trailer. I'm like, well, how do we know when the rattlesnake comes out? Because we're over there working on the trailer. He's like, oh, I put a bell on him. So I guess we're going to shift gears and try to get this guy. Best I can tell, he's like coiled up right about here, right? Yeah. Let me see that one too. I'll try to get.
I'll get more of this, actually.
Trying to get you guys a shot of this rattler. Gotta zoom in.
Yeah, Adam opens that up to look in there to see if he can see him, and he can't see him from that end.
I don't. The camera doesn't really want to focus very well, but you'll have to take my word for it. He is definitely in there. Tried to get him, and that's his head right in the middle of the screen. Right, and you can see a couple buttons of his tail and his head. You might be able to see his tongue flickering, but we're screwed now. He's way, oh, there you can see his face, his head moving. Hold on a sec, he's moving. Well, now we're kind of screwed because he's directly underneath that little stalactite of foam that comes down vertically. You can just barely see a little piece of him. That's where he's at, but I can't get it to focus. And my dad's over there with a wire trying to push it through the screen from the other side, but he can't get it in the same opening that the snake is in. So he's like 11 panels in, and he needs to be 8 panels in. My brother's over there with a wire. That's his head. Right below that little stalagmite thingy hanging down, that's his head. Nope, he just moved his head. This guy keeps going back and forth. Can you guys see him right there? Let me zoom in. This thing strobes on camera.
Is he on this side or that side?
That's his coil and that's his head. You can see his tongue.
He's on this side?
He's right, yeah, direct, straight back from where you're.
How far?
He's literally right up against the brick. Here, you want to look right here? I'll grab you the knee pads. There you come.
Nope. Nope. Go over there and roll that pipe with your foot. Like.
Hold on. Okay, keep that right there. We got like a V that he's in between.
We never did stick his head out.
He's right here though. Yeah, his head's in there about a foot.
Can you grab him with this? Turn it upside down?
Yeah, let me try it.
Can you see and let me move this for you.
Now he's moving his head. Hear him rattle?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Hey, watch out. I'm going to put him in the bucket.
I got it. Oh.
So this is our catch. I don't even know if that's the same one. He doesn't look as big as the one we were... Brian, does that look like the same one?
Yep. Yeah, that probably is about what, yeah. That looks about like what Brian looks like.
Alright. Well, we're heading home. Got the snake in the bucket. Gotta figure out where to relocate him to. Gonna take this guy off the beaten path a little ways. A lot of people walk their pets and stuff through here, so we'll get him way out there. He'll have lots of delicious mice and rats to eat. I feel like I'm always racing the sun no matter what I'm doing. It's a really pretty desert out here. I actually took a bunch of videos a while back. I never posted them or turned them into anything, but some really weird stuff out in this desert. Stuff you don't really see anywhere else. But maybe one of these days I'll get around to actually editing that footage. I can't remember if I did it vertically or horizontally. I think I may have done it vertically, so it would have to be on Shorts or TikTok, if that still exists in another month. Somebody recently came out here and installed these bird houses. Some there, some there. I don't know what species it's for, but if you guys aren't from the desert, you probably don't see these a lot. These different types of cacti. They're really big, some of them. Like this one over here, if I just walk straight toward it, I got my phone at eye level, so I'll show you like how tall this thing is. That's eye level. And then some of these saguaros are like 40 plus feet. Not this one, but like that one over there in the distance. There's a big one behind there. They're everywhere if you just look out. There's a huge one down there. Somebody came through here and destroyed a bunch of saguaros, which is highly illegal. See, in the desert, in the winter, or after winter, we get a lot of rain, so it's actually kind of green. Got like green grass. But then everything dries up and there's like no humidity. But sorry, I think I have this thing in like stabilization mode. I'm walking around. That's a good view. Pretty sure this is one of the ones somebody chopped up. Poor little feller. That's a pretty big one. I come up to like this first arm. Oh, there's another one. It's weird for the arms to be that low. This one recently fell off. You can see it right there. I think this feller's getting restless. Got like 100 more feet, buddy, or yards maybe. I don't know. Just want to get it off so no dogs or anything stumble across it. But yeah, he'll have a good life out here. Probably better than my parents' house even. You can see all these holes in the ground everywhere. There's just mice and rats everywhere out here. There's a quail. There's a pack rat nest right there. I should let him go right into that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I didn't bring a tripod, so let me figure out a way to video this. Okay, I got my phone propped up in a tree. On there. Oh, getting angry. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. Buddy, come out. Ahead. Hoping he was going to go in the hole in the pack rat nest. I guess he went down that hole. Cool. Well, he made it in there. Alright, he can go have dinner probably in there. I thought he was going to go in that hole and he went right around there. And I think he went down that hole. Cool. Well, mission accomplished. He is relocated. Let me know if that's something anybody would be interested in, is like a video on a different playlist with like desert stuff. I'm used to it because I grew up here, but I imagine if you're like from back east and never been out here, everything is so weird. I've probably never seen like a lot of this stuff. Like, I did that one day. I was just walking through and I was like, now if I had never been to the desert, some of these plants this is called a prickly pear cactus. They're really thin, but they're like these pear-shaped paddles. And then this cholla cactus, there's a bunch of different varieties of that stuff. The real fuzzy looking stuff, and then this kind, and then obviously saguaros, and lots of crazy stuff. But yeah, if that's something anybody would like to see, just let me know. These guys are called barrel cactus. They can get pretty big. This thing probably weighs 600 pounds. It's well, that's my foot compared to it. They're full of water, so. And then they grow these fruits on them, and these fruits are like little pineapples, and they have black seeds inside them. Let's see. Yeah, that one doesn't have much, but and then these are called like pincushion cactus. They got little hooks on the ends. Look at these guys. Little barbs. But yeah, a lot of pokey stuff out here. All these choyas. These are the ones that people, there's like a myth that they jump out and get you, like if you're riding a dirt bike down a trail or something. They don't actually do that, but they will come off if you barely touch them. Remember, I took a corner really sharp on my dirt bike and got one of these in my knee, and I had little welts there for like 9 or 11 months. It lasted forever. And then if I were to go this direction, it gets pretty dense in some of these areas, like almost like a forest of these choya cactus. It's pretty crazy. Like I don't know, I can get down low and I can see a couple paths through there, like there and there, but up high it's just, oh, there goes a cottontail. I don't know if you saw him. Look at these little fruits. Some weird stuff. Every time I put my phone away, I see something else to record. This is kind of what I was talking about, where you'll get like a big cluster of them all together. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyways, all right, it's pretty much dark. God damn, that guy's seen better days. Oh my gosh, look at that. Wow. Maybe that one got struck by lightning or something. And then the woodpeckers just tear them up. The woodpeckers hollow them out, and then later, when they die and come crashing down, they'll end up, I'll just show you. They end up with these things called like boots. It's like scar tissue that the cactus makes. And that would be, like inside here would be where the bird would live. But people actually use these for like arts and crafts and stuff. I think they're actually worth some money. Could probably collect a bunch of them out here. They're hollow, obviously. So, anyway, okay, I promise no more stupid cactus. Oh, and then those things hanging from the trees are like a fungus that takes over the tree and kills it. A lot more crap in the desert than you would really think. You just think of it as like no life, and kind of seems that way in the summer. But there is, stuff adapts and always comes back. And then here's the feller you guys probably clicked on to watch, but let me know if that is like annoying, if you guys don't want me to do that anymore, because sometimes plans change, and if you want me to keep those in like a separate playlist or whatever and only include samurai stuff, just let me know, because I know that would annoy some. I'd probably be annoyed if I clicked on something and then it turned into like rattlesnakes and desert crap that anyway, just let me know if that bothers you guys, and I won't do it anymore. But I'm gonna try to edit this, and we'll see if you guys hate it or like it, or anyway, I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you in a day or two. All right, take care.